I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
I am unbeatable. Couple minutes on the score. Every time they want to clash, the winners kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Welcome to the British Basketball League YouTube channel for the second game of 3 on this all-action Sunday. Both these teams have played already this week, but the Plymouth City Patriots have had an extra day rest than the Surrey Scorchers, who played yesterday. The last time these two met, it was an absolute cracker. The Scorchers squeaked through in overtime by just 5 points. Current London Lions superstar Jordan Taylor is alongside Josh Beck. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, Jeanette, and welcome Basketball fans here to the Plymouth Pavilions for tonight's game of the British Basketball League between our hosts, the Plymouth City Patriots, and the visitors, the Surrey Scorchers. Well, good evening and welcome Basketball fans. I'm your commentator, Josh Bett, alongside superstar of the London Lions, Jordan Taylor. JT, welcome. This is going to be an epic showdown. If it's anything like the last game, we're in for a real one tonight.
Yeah, both these teams, bottom of the league, but they compete, and a lot of exciting players to watch for tonight.
Well, we're going to take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams, and we'll begin with the Plymouth City Patriots. Well, Paul James, of course, celebrating over 500 games, but he'll start with Elvisi Dusha, Taylor Johnson, not to mention Jacob Wiley, TJ Atwood, and Spencer Levi. That is just starting 5 for Plymouth. While the visitors, on the other hand, coached by the likes of Lloyd Gardner, his team will be featuring no Quinn Cooper tonight. The last-minute change with Justin Robinson, Josh Still, Saquon Jameson, Mohammed, and the king of South Sudan, Badia Wang. Yo, Jordan, coming into this game, some key players we must look out for tonight. I guess the first one is this man, Taylor Johnson.
Taylor Johnson has been on a tear lately. He's averaging 19 a game over his last 5, 28, 9 rebounds, 5 assists in a loss against Manchester the other night. Plymouth is last in the league in scoring, so they will rely heavily on Taylor to get shots for himself and his teammates, and he can score it at all 3 levels in a variety of ways, so I'm excited to check him out tonight.
Well, the other player you want to watch out for is the king of South Sudan, Badia Wang. What can we say about this superstar?
Paddy Wang, that's my guy. He's a superior athlete. He has supreme ability to get into the paint and either finish or find a teammate for an open shot. After summertime surgery, he's been getting stronger and stronger with each passing day. And although they have the steadiness of Andrew Lawrence and Justin Robinson, they will only go as far as the king of South Sudan will take them.
We're going to take a short break, as we'll be back momentarily. Well, a monumental milestone for that man, Paul James, celebrating over 500 championship victories here in the British Basketball League. And it all started back in a small gym in Bracknell, Royal Berkshire. to where we are now here in the Plymouth Pavilions. Well, Basel fans, we'd like to say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be watching in the world. Welcome to the Plymouth Pavilions. This is British Basel League matchup between our hosts, the Patriots, against the Surrey Scorchers. We're going to get this one underway. Of course, Surrey Scorchers, this is interesting tonight, Jordan Taylor. No Jordan Hunt and no Quinn Cooper. That could be a big factor tonight.
That will be a huge factor. The way Surrey plays, they like to shoot a lot of threes. Quinn Cooper, 21 points the other night against Newcastle, excuse me, and they will need his shooting, but they won't have it. So it's going to be on this man, Patty Wayne, to get them going and get that offense moving.
Well, no, the last time they met, it was a victory in overtime, which many would have said probably should have gone to OT due to how the last possession went, but it was Juan Padilla Wang with a putback dunk that gave the Scorchers a chance. Now Muhammad trying to post up here. A little curl Fangarol can't get it.
Like that move early going inside to Muhammad. It's Robinson from the corner for the three, but get another score going early when Quinn Cooper is out.
Scorchers failing to capitalize. Both teams still looking for their first field goals. Johnson trying to come off a ball screen. Dusha drawing two defenders away from Plymouth. Should have a player up here. Johnson pulls up for three. Fires up, just can't get it. As Muhammad's able to secure the rebounds. Surrey again, a team that will try to play quickly as Wang turning it over. Well, Plymouth do have numbers if they can get ahead.
A little sloppy early.
Going down low to the big man. Twisting, turning, bit of contact, goes up and again can't finish it. And well, you mentioned, I mean, that's a good post move you want to see from Jacob Wiley, but JT, he's got to make that move.
He's got to finish around the rim. Did a great job of finding the mismatch down low. It's going to be a battle all night long. Both these teams are at the bottom of the league, bottom half of the league in scoring, and they're thin benches. You know, Mason Faulkner missing for Plymouth, as you mentioned, Quinn Cooper and Jordan Hunt gone for Surrey. This is going to be a battle. You have to make those easy bunnies early.
Again, so predictable. Taylor Johnson reading that one from a mile away. Spencer Levi was wide open. They don't get the ball to him as Atwood finds Johnson, fires another three. This one's up. Again, no good.
That's a high percentage three there from Taylor Johnson, inside out. First one off the dribble's a little tough. 0 for 2 for him. He's going to have to start making shots and plays to get this offense going.
Well, Ducey, he'll fire a three. Again, just can't get it. Surrey secure the board. Robinson trying to push the tempo early on. Surrey just trying to settle into a half-court set. As Muhammad fires another three. This one's up, and it's good. And the first 3 points go to the Scorchers.
Everybody gets to take a collective exhale there. A long time before we get that first bucket. For Surrey early on, I like to see them attack the rim a little bit more. Plymouth has a lot of shot blocking. Got to get inside the paint, get those inside-out threes. Good hustle there by Jamison.
We got to love the recovery defense by Saquon Jameson coming out and double-teaming the ball screener, but the recovery back and trying to get it and intercept that pass. I mean, you're a backcourt player, but every time you have a post player that makes that effort, you got to love that.
You got to love it, and you got to reward that at the other end. You know, when he gets down on the other end, give him the ball 1 or 2 times. He's working, he's spending all that energy. You got to feed the big fella and show some appreciation.
Yeah, JT, James has got to play a lot of minutes tonight. No Jordan Hunt. He's really the only center they have in the team. But how long do you keep? I mean, is Surrey going to play a small ball tonight?
Surrey, you know, I don't think they have much option other than play small ball. They're small naturally, but they'll get some quality minutes, I think, from Elliott Bailey off the bench. But Saquon Jamison is going to have to be ready to go 30 minutes at least.
So if they do go to that small ball, who's going to have to fit in and play that 5 role for them?
It's going to be Elliott Bailey, but you know what? I think that it's Saquon Jamison. You might even see Abdul Muhammad play the 5 a little bit. They're so heavy at guard with Justin Robinson, Andrew Lawrence, Patty A. Wang, and Josh Steele that I think they can keep the tempo going and kind of scramble around on defense.
Wang putting his hand in the cookie jar. Oh, no, it's a turnover. It's a good defense by the Scorchers.
That's a perfect example right there, scrambling around on defense. The challenge there is going to be to keep Jacob Wiley off the offensive glass.
Remember, Plymouth do have their absences tonight as well. Another 3 coming up from Still. This one's up, and again, it's good. The Scorchers doing exactly what they do best, JT.
Shoot the 3 ball, and that's the 3 that you want. Inside out, Patty Wayne gets a paint touch, collapses the defense. Josh Steele does what he does best, which is make open threes 41.8% on the season.
Well, it's interesting. You have a big lineup there with Spencer Levi, not to mention Jacob Wiley, but you notice the defense of the Scorchers players, both Muhammad and Saquon Jameson, when the bigs get the ball in the perimeter, they're happy to take 2-3 steps away from it. In this case right here.
Yeah, that's a difficult situation. Wiley's not a three-point shooter, less than one attempt per game on the season. So if you can pack the paint, and you're Surrey, you're smaller, as we mentioned, pack that paint and make Plymouth take tough shots over you.
Well, we've almost played 4 minutes so far here in the first quarter. Plymouth still looking for that first field goal. And we're trying to isolate, goes out for the perimeter, the three is up, and finally getting something to drop. And these fans, JT, you played in this arena, they need something to cheer about.
Yes, unique arena to play in, auditorium style. As a professional basketball player, you really don't get to play in something like that very often, but it gets loud in there, and they're very rambunctious about their Plymouth City Patriots.
Stills made 1-3, makes another one. Again, it's all been three-pointers so far from these two teams.
There you go, both teams trying to find a rhythm. Paint touch for Plymouth as TJ Atwood got in, found Tyrell Green, who had a big night against Newcastle a week ago. And on the other end is Saquon Jameson getting the paint touch and finding Josh Steele for his second three.
So trying to isolate here against Robinson. It's a tough fadeaway, just can't get it. There's a play you want to get. His third three is up. Nothing dropping here, but another offensive board. Green tries another one. Again, it's become a cookout here. These two teams just firing from downtown.
They're letting it fly. Plymouth last in the league in three-point attempts. They're putting them up today. But Josh, if you notice, all the three-point attempts we've seen since the first couple have been inside out. Offensive rebound or drive the paint and kick it out. Those are much higher percentage shots because those are how you practice.
Well, Johnson trying to isolate, but again, it's going to be a patient buildup from the Patriots. Spencer Levi fading. TJ Atwood pulls up, and finally we get a field goal from within inside the rainbow. And Basel fans, it's now a one-point ball game. We're going to take a short break as we will be back momentarily. Well, JT, so far it's 3 for 4 from the perimeter for the Scorchers. Josh still making 2 of them, but for Plymouth, the green light may be the only option for them.
Yeah, as we noticed, Plymouth is bombing right now. We talked about last in the league in three-point attempts. They're knocking them down right now. The common theme for both sides is paint touch threes. If you're Plymouth defensively, don't collapse so much. You have the #1 shot blocking defense in the league. There's no reason to collapse that much when the ball touches the paint. Stay home on some of these shooters and make them run them off the line, force them back into your shot blockers.
Well, Lawrence checking into the game. Backcourt now with Padilla Wang. Josh still Muhammad playing the power forward role. Well, Jameson thought about it. He's going to get called for a traveling violation.
Smart defense there by Spencer Levi. Kind of baited Saquon Jameson into that one. Could have shot the three. Thought he was going to do it. Right there, if you're Surrey, that's one of those times. You got Patty Wang on the wing right there. Swing the ball, get a cutout, get the ball movement going. Again, get the ball into the paint, spray him out, get your high percentage threes.
What's interesting, they're playing Jules Deacoto again at point guard, but we have seen him play this position prior with the Scorchers. To me, he's a natural shooter. He always looks very unconfident when he has to handle the rock.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. We talked about that last time we got to see Patty Wang, you know, when we were together. He had to play point guard as he does a little bit tonight here. Anytime that's not your natural position, it is harder than it looks. You got to get guys involved and do all that. It's Tyrell Green beating up the offensive glass.
Well, Green went all the way, got his own rebound. He'll be going to the free throw line for 2 shots, and at the moment, looks like the most dangerous threat here for the Surrey Scorchers defense.
There it is, exactly what we talked about. Force Patty Wang into the lane. Great job by Taylor Johnson, the late switch as he saw Patty getting downhill, and Spencer Levi, 1.5 blocks a game, beat it up. And then Tyrell Green. Last 2 times I've seen him play, he's been a monster. He had 20+ at Newcastle, only averaging 6 on the season, but he's starting to find his groove.
Now, what position would you categorize him for this team? Because, you know, it's almost like he plays a 3-stretch 4, you know, or maybe even a 5 sometimes, because he can go in the paint, but it's a very interesting role he has for the Patriots.
Yeah, he kind of plays that hybrid, versatile role, similar to TJ Atwood, honestly. You know, I compare those guys to LeBron, obviously not in the sense of they're LeBron James, but in the sense that they can do a little bit of everything, multiple positions for their team.
Well, Bailey has checked into the game for the Scorchers. Still Saquon Jameson at the 5. Wang step back, 3 is up, just can't get it. Struggling to find that rhythm in this game, JT.
That's, again, TJ Atwood can guard Patty Wang on the perimeter. You might see him on Saquon Jameson at one point. There he is on the block.
Oh, what a
going
move.
at Patty Wang. Sweet footwork right there.
Well, he went in like Kevin McHale with a pump fake there and just kissed it off the backboard.
He is Mr. Consistent for them. Do it all. 15 a game, 7 rebounds a game, and 3 assists. There you see him guarding on the interior as well.
Interesting, you notice here, without Quinn Cooper, it doesn't give you that. I mean, look at this move here. This little pump fake. I mean, Wang's all over him. That's Kevin McHale-esque.
Yeah, that's great patience right there. A lot of guys would lose their patience, think they're going to travel, throw up a wild shot. He realized he had the smaller Patty Wang, took his time. And like you said, that's a Minneapolis guy where I'm from, Kevin McHale, you know? You're also aging yourself with that one, man.
Oh, man, don't do that to me right quite yet. It's too early, right? Well, this is good ball movement now for the Patriots. Green's made 2 threes. Can he make it 3? You bet he can. Green light is on here in Plymouth.
Tyrell Green looking like he wants to find a home in Plymouth. 6 games in, he's getting better and better. Great possession there. Great job by Taylor Johnson of getting off the ball in the ball screen.
Well, Lawrence forces up a tough one. Oh, Robinson was wide open. They don't get the ball to him. It goes to 3 himself, no problem. But JT, again, they are down a significant 3-point shooter, Quinn Cooper. But is that going to be a problem tonight for the Scorchers? Now they come over to steal here. And Lawrence is going to lay this one up and avoids the block from his former Great Britain teammate, Jules Deacoto.
It's not going to be a problem if you got Andrew Lawrence doing that, and also Saquon Jameson. A lot of 3-point attempts means a lot of long rebounds, which means opportunity for offensive rebounds. That's Saquon Jameson's specialty. And then you got the vet Andrew Lawrence hitting the 3 and turning defense into offense, doing what he does best for many years.
Green going baseline, puts a little teardrop, and he is on fire. And again, you like that play. TJ Atwood screaming at Green, go baseline, get them. I mean, they know where their bread and butter is tonight.
Plymouth is looking increasingly comfortable in their offense as the season goes on. You know, adding guys, losing guys. Tyrell Green seems to be a great addition to their team.
Lawrence trying to penetrate. Still's made 2 3-pointers so far. It's another tough one. This one's way off the mark. Can't get it. Plymouth looking to extend their lead. Only up by 3 points. Johnson pulls up inside the key and again smoothly tucks that one away.
Yes, great decision by Taylor Johnson. We mentioned him scoring at all 3 levels. Only 1 of 4 right now. 3 balls not going down for him. He's taking good shots. When 3 balls not going down, get to your mid-range.
Saquon Jameson isn't going to be taking any 3-pointers tonight here for the Scorchers. Time's winding down. Lawrence has to get something going. Lawrence looking to attack. Goes in with a little teardrop, and again, a beautiful little Bethesda off the backboard, as they would say in Spanish.
That's the advantage of having a veteran guard come off your bench for Coach Lord Gardner. A little bit of a slow start. Andrew Lawrence comes in, pacing him with 7 points.
Again, you talk about being a veteran. Some penetration by Johnson, turns it over. Scorchers do have numbers. Still goes in with a magical, you Euro step, but the end product, it just wasn't there. But I want to see the replay of that move.
Nifty move there. Got to finish that.
Yeah, the Patriots failed to capitalize, but a foul has been called on the ground. I mean, was that a Euro step? Was that a Surrey step? I mean, I don't know how to classify that one.
I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. I
Let's
don't
have a
know
look
what that was. That was a little bit of a old man step right there. But, you know, that's effective. I can relate. You got to have those crafty, those slow steps.
That's like when you're back in the U.S., you go play the old man crazy golf game, you know? You go to the putting range.
Hey, it's unorthodox. You don't know what they're going to do, you know? You got to keep people on their toes.
Final 10 seconds now. Patriots leading by 3. Johnson pulls up. Can he get his first one? Still struggling. Surrey have a bit of time now. Lawrence has got to force this one up. 3 is up. Just can't get it. Basel fans, at the end of the first quarter, our hosts of Plymouth City Patriots lead this one 19-16 against the Surrey Scorchers. Well, we will be back for the second quarter very shortly. Well, again, this man has been on fire so far, JT. It has really been a green light for the Patriots.
Yeah, he got it going early with a nice inside-out 3. There's another one, great ball movement. He's been the beneficiary of really good offense, and he's making his shots. Plymouth doing a great job at moving the ball, getting it swung around the horn, and then he's in the right spot, right time, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. Only 8 points a game on the season. He's got 13 in 6 minutes.
Scorchers getting the first possession here in the second quarter, trailing by 3 points. They do take Saquon Jameson to the bench, so Bailey will play the 5, as you mentioned, but also Teo Gadembi hasn't played a lot of minutes so far this season, JT.
Not a lot of minutes, but very trustworthy when he does get into the game. He's shooting 52% from 3 on the season, so that might be an answer to Quinn Cooper missing. He's always just a solid presence for Surrey.
Dangakoto trying to come off one ball screen, goes in with a one-legged floater, can't get it. Spencer Levi unable to get the tip back, and now Scorchers currently with Mohamed Lawrence, Ogundembe, Justin Robinson, and Bailey on the floor. Robinson tries to look from downtown. Again, they go to their principles. They live and die by the perimeter.
They die by the perimeter, and those long offensive rebounds, you get the tap back. Elliot Bailey's got to finish that. A nice pass from Andrew Lawrence getting in the paint. He's got to go up strong and finish that. But again, Plymouth leads the league in block shots. When you know you got shot blockers down there, 4.3 a game as a team, you think twice when you go up to the basket.
Oh, interesting about Jules Dangakoto. Now, you recently just played in the Euro Cup against Cedevita Olympia. That's where Jules Dangakoto started his youth career.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So the presence of some of these players, we have a lot of players, you know, coming from Canada, quite a few from the United States, but Jules Dankoto, quite a prestigious European career before coming to the British Basketball League, also with another team in Germany, the Fraport Skyliners.
Really? Wow, very accomplished for him. He's got one of those games, as you mentioned. He's a shooter, he's a scorer. So for guys like that, it's always important to be in the right situation, you know? When you kind of take them outside of their wheelhouse, it becomes a little more difficult as you see him deliver a nice pass there, good execution to TJ Atwood. But, you know, it's always tough when you have to step outside your box and you're a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, we talked about Surrey being down Jordan Hunt, you know, the other 5-man they have. And right there, you've just seen, could this be where they are vulnerable tonight in the paint?
Yeah, absolutely. Just not necessarily in the paint. When you lose a guy like Jordan Hunt, he's another big body. They don't really have a matchup for TJ Atwood because of the way he can play. Like we mentioned, he can go inside, he can go outside, and that's just going to be tough for them all night long.
Lawrence finding Robinson. Well, at the three-pointer, didn't go for it. Draws the foul. He will go to the charity stripe. Surrey just trying to differentiate the game a little bit. I mean, there was 2 instances there. You probably would expect them to fire the trigger, but, you know, getting to the charity stripe, not a bad thing to do.
Well, they got to do that more often. They're 3rd in the league in free throw percentage. They do not get to that spot very often because of their proclivity to shoot 3-pointers. But when they do get there, they convert. So that's a welcome sight for Coach Lloyd Gardner.
Well, Lawrence makes them both back to a 3-point deficit. Again, if you are a neutral basketball fan, you want to see this game go right down to us. Surrey going into a 2-3 zone defense. And JT, what are some ways Plymouth can break this down?
You got to get the ball to the middle of the floor and, again, attack the rim. The other way is to get out in transition. Don't let them get set up. See right there, kind of wild scrum for the ball. Ends up in a jump ball as Ogadengbe does a great job at getting his hands on it.
Well, Plymouth are going to get possession because Surrey had the first possession at the beginning of the second quarter. Now, if it stays like this, Surrey will also get it back at the beginning of the third quarter. But, you know, going back to the 2-3 zone, it does look like they're going into a matchup here. Yeah, sometimes you just failed it. Well, they called an offensive foul. Oh, JT, I'm going to let you break that one down.
That was an obvious offensive foul. TJ Atwood a little too strong for Abdul Muhammad. We mentioned they don't have a matchup for him, but you can't two-hand shove, not rugby out there. That's a right call. That's, if nothing else, a smart play by Muhammad there to go down.
So I'm going to go with the second one on that one. I think. So I like the little bit of physicality in the game. You know, call me an old-school Detroit Piston fan if you like, but yeah, you got to have a little bit of rugged stuff. But you're absolutely right. You just can't throw someone to the ground. I'm not a referee.
Listen,
you're a pro basketball player. We don't do that job.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm from America. It's Sunday, so I love the American football approach, but I think that was a little bit much.
Well, Surrey still down by 3 points. Lawrence calling for a ball screen with Bailey. Lawrence trying to go to the bucket, finds Muhammad. Well, again, good build-up. And again, you love the backdoor cut from Muhammad from the weak side. Better movement from the Scorchers off the ball.
Yeah, they look sharper and sharper as the season goes on with their offense. Their points per game has actually gone up. At one point, they were 9th in the league, around 70. They're around 82 points per game now, which is marginal, but you see it through the efficiency, and you love what Andrew Lawrence is doing right now, attacking the rim, paint touches. That's how you get high percentage shots, whether it's a back cut from Muhammad or open 3 from the likes of Justin Robinson.
Now, going back to penetration, Lawrence comes off the ball screen, goes down the right, and Muhammad makes the weak side cut down the baseline. TJ Atwood, it's all about positioning when you're defending off the ball. He's got his back right to Muhammad. I mean, how, as a coach, how do you correct that?
You stay home. One, you have to see man and the ball. You can never lose sight of your man, but also knowing, again, that Plymouth, 4.3 blocks a game, 1st in the league, make the smaller Andrew Lawrence finish over a bigger player and go get the rebound. If he finishes, you tip your cap, you say, do it again.
Dankoto finds Hart. Hart goes for a Hail Mary, can't get it. Surrey do a good job keeping the Patriots off the offensive rebounds. Now, can they tie the game up? Robinson pulls off in the mid-range, just can't get it.
Tough shot there from Robinson. I'd like to see him continue to attack the paint.
Well, Green going for his 4th three-pointer, and again, green light remains on here for the Patriots.
At this point, they don't need to run offense. The offense needs to be get the ball to Tyrell Green and just let him shoot it. He's on fire.
Well, he wants to take the player of the game, Champagne, home with him. It's Muhammad being closed out here by Dankoto. Dankoto trying to be physical here on defense. Muhammad goes in for a tough one and somehow, some way gets that one to drop.
great patience from Abdul Muhammad. I think Jules got away with a couple of bumps there, maybe a couple of fouls, but a great finish from Muhammad. As you see Surrey go back to man right here, and that's what Lloyd Gardner is great at, kind of switching up the defense and keeping them on their toes. Tough shot right there.
Chance to cut the deficit down. Lawrence going all the way, just can't finish it again. Bailey unable to go for the follow-up, and a foul is going to be called. Now, going back to Plymouth's offense, they're trying to run that Horns offense. Again, you have Jules Dangakoto playing point guard for you. It just seems like a very, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, he's a good shooter, but it's almost like an unnatural position for him.
Yeah, a little bit, and it's tough to get your rhythm when you're a scorer and you initiate offense. There, sometimes you go right downhill, you take a shot, you don't get guys to touch the ball. That ruins kind of the energy, the rhythm of the game. Not a bad shot from him there, but again, as you said, you want to kind of see him off the ball, get that second side action after the first one, so it's a little bit more of a comfortable shot. Everyone's touched the ball. As we say in London, there's energy in the ball, and when you get that thing moving, as they have when Tyrell Green's making shots, that's when everybody's having fun.
Dushi getting a handoff. Trying to come off a ball screen with Wiley. Patriots looking to extend their lead. Time winding down here on the shot clock. Johnson tries to isolate. He goes in a little sucker shot, draws a foul, and he will go to the free throw line.
Oof. Tough whistle there on Muhammad. Was it Muhammad? Oof. Yeah, I know you said you're not a ref, but I think you. What do you got to say about that one?
Well, my thing with that is he does have his hand in the back of it, but again, this is a contact sport. You can't say basketball's not a contact sport.
Tyrell Green's a big guy. That's not much of a push in the back there.
The argument I have against it is this. Did he get the shot off? Yes. Could he have made that shot? Yes. Did any contact there impact his shot? That's my question.
I don't think so, and I think you tip your cap to Maha. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. He ran a hot green off the line. That's a tough shot to make. I hate it as a defender when you bail out the offensive player in that situation. You're always going to have, like you said, a bit of contact. So that's a tough call.
Because then how do you go for a rebound? You have to box each other out. That's my thing.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed if I was Muhammad there too.
Well, Saquon Jameson secures a rebound. He turns it over. Good defense by the Patriots. 2-possession ball game. They go for a quick three in transition. This guy is unconscious. Well, he wants to take home the champagne. He wants to be Jordan Taylor's player of the game.
He's got it on lock right now. He wants to take home more than the champagne. He might take home a 40-piece nugget.
Well, that's a good move by Teo Godemi. He's going to go to the free throw line. And you can see how infuriated Paul James is with his team's post defense.
Teo does a great job seeing the mismatch. That's what we talked about. Very, very solid. Only 4.5 points a game on the season, but extremely efficient. He's having a 50-40-83 season, but 50 from 3. Have you ever heard that? It's kind of a little bit backwards.
That is very.
Talk about the 50-40-90s of Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. They do it from 2, or from the field goal percentage at least.
Well, Logan Demby converts a three-point play. The man who started his basketball career as a junior in Ealing, West London, went to Brunel University and started with Surrey Scorchers back in 2008 when they were known as the Guildford Heat back then. The foul has been called off the ball. 5:24 to go here in the second quarter. Patriots fans just need that third victory. They could have got it on Friday night against the Manchester Giants. Unfortunately, a missed layup as Joe Hart curls the screen, nails the three-pointer, and it is flying tray balls here tonight.
A nice little trapdoor action there from Coach Paul James. The beneficiary is Joe Hart. Big shot from him.
Well, VC Douche is going to get called for the reach-in foul. This is good now for the Scorchers because it does put them into the penalty, so they will be going to the free throw line.
Both teams, as we mentioned, a little thin on the bench, but getting great bench production. Surrey, but from Teo Ogadengbe and Andrew Lawrence, and from Plymouth, it's been Joe Hart and Tyrell Green. Joe Hart only 31% from 3 on the year. Had 13 and 5 against our London Lions teams in that victory for them, so he is very capable when given the opportunity.
I mean, that was a tough game for you guys, of course. I mean, you came here, you're balancing playing in the Euro Cup, also in the British Basketball League, but going through that experience, what was it like in front of this passionate Plymouth City Patriots crowd?
It's fun, honestly, and shout out to Coach Paul James. I know that was his 500 victory, so obviously you hate losing, but it is cool to be a part of history for him. And for us, we travel all around, and you don't want to take anything away from those guys. They played out of their minds, so it was a fun game.
Johnson went for the three-point. No, Dusha went for the three-point. Excuse me. But Plymouth get another offensive board. Hart made his last one. Just can't get this one. Big rebound by the Scorchers. Trailing by 5 points.
Hart is not shy.
Well, Plymouth having a defender everywhere when Kadir Wang has the ball in his hands. Robson now penetrates, goes off the bank and just kisses that one off the backboard. Well, Basel fans, 4:13 to go. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back momentarily. That well, JT, they need this man to get going tonight.
Yeah, they do. Quiet night so far. It's his first field goal, but that's a tough field goal. Great defense right there. And that's what a two-time MVP can do for you when the offense is slow. Just create his own shot. A little hezzy in the middle of his move and just rise over the defender. That's tough, sir.
We'll get many fans asking the question currently about Jordan Hunt and Quinn Cooper. Well, Jordan Hunt currently has a pulled hamstring, and it was a last-minute decision by the Surrey Scorchers. And Quinn Cooper hasn't suited up tonight. He is with the team, but not available for the game.
Coach Gardner, that actually is terrible. You feel like you're getting some rhythm. They've won a couple games here, won 2 out of their last 4, finding rhythm, and then you have guys go down. That just absolutely kills your rhythm.
Time winding down here on the shot clock. Well, just under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Scorchers trailing by 3 points. Robinson coming off one ball screen. Plymouth right now defensive game plan working to perfection. That's Muhammad. Been indecisive where to shoot it. Almost about again. They do turn it over. Sloppy play here from the Scorchers. Levi Spencer, and a charge is going to be called. Even sloppier transition by the Patriots, JT.
Sloppy transition offense. Taylor Johnson got away with the carry before he gave it up to Spencer Levi. But great transition defense there by the Surrey Scorchers. Patty Wang sprinting back. You see full sprint from Abdul Muhammad. Justin Robinson talking. That is textbook transition defense from Lloyd Gardner's side.
Again, he's been the missing piece that they definitely needed this season. A solid inside presence inside the post. On our other game tonight, Sheffield against Bristol. Moment now, Lawrence pulls up for another three. This one's up and just off the mark. Well, Sheffield winning in their game tonight, 88-78 against the Bristol Flyers. JT, you know, Sheffield, a team to really become reckoned with this season.
Sheffield is very dangerous, mainly because of their dynamic backcourt. Jalon Pipkins and DeVerl Ramsey, those two are so tough offensively and defensively. It makes them a tough out every single night.
And of course, the return of Rodney Glasgow Jr. I mean, they could be a team to really go far in the playoffs, and who knows, even in the British Basketball League Trophy this season.
Yeah, definitely. Again, they have a lot of different they have a lot of different versatility as well. You know, you get guys like Jabril Adekoya, Nichols over there. You got the big fella. It's a lot of different guys that can get it done.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to show you what to expect coming this January in the British Basketball League as we head towards the exciting month for the British Basketball League Trophy.
The British Basketball League Trophy is back. The stakes are higher. The action is bigger.
In the corner for the win!
Here's how it all goes down. All 10 league teams are split into 2 groups of 5. The trophy games are played across 3 weekends in January, where each team plays 4 games within their group, 2 at home and 2 away. The top 2 teams from each group will go into the semi-finals. It all comes down to an epic Final Four weekend at the Utilita Arena in Birmingham on the 27th and 28th of January 2024, with back-to-back semi-finals played on the Saturday, followed by a double-header with the men's and women's finals played on the Sunday. It's time to find the 2024 Trophy champions.
Well, exciting month in January to be heading up here for the British Basketball League Trophy, JT. And again, I asked you once, am I going to see you there?
You already know it. One way or another, you're going to see me there, most likely on the court. But that's a great event that they put on up there in Birmingham. It was a sellout crowd last year. We got to beat Leicester. It was a great game with Coach Paternostro's squad, and just a really well put together event for fans and players alike.
Well, Jameson now kicks this one out. One more pass to go to Wang in the corner. 3 is up against Surrey. Choking at the moment here from the three-point line.
Not knocking that one down, but if you're Coach Gardner, you love the offense. You love that shot attempt, great ball movement. You got your paint touch, and that's one that you kind of clap from the side. If you can replicate that, more shots will go in than not.
Dusha going in and around the defense is just a simple touch off the backboard. Plymouth now leading by 5 points.
VC Dusha is capable of that. Quiet year for him. Been struggling from the field, but he's more than capable of those type of plays. It's a great pass by Patty Wang. Jameson's got to catch that one. But again, if you're Coach Gardner, you love the possessions that you're getting. Those are all plays and baskets that you should and can finish. So more times than not, those will end up your way.
Wildwood going a little bit short here from the mid-range. Scorchers again getting closer, but you know, the margin just gets a little bit bigger for them every time. Without Quinn Cooper, they don't really have that presence here from the perimeter. Still nowhere to go. Gets a handoff with Lawrence. Had a wide open look. Didn't take it, but goes in with a teardrop, and again, just can't get it. Surrey just can't find a bucket.
Yeah, I think you see the fatigue kind of setting in here a little bit. Last game of the weekend, thin bench. That time the ball, not much ball movement. Great finish there by Spencer Levi. And that's what Plymouth, if that's what you're looking for. Attack the rim. VC Dusha getting down in there. Smaller Andrew Lawrence. There's no big players on the backside for Surrey, so attack that rim, crash that offensive glass, and impose your will on the smaller Surrey Scorchers.
It's been the same sequence here for Plymouth City Patriots that Surrey just at the moment can't defend. It's a pick and roll sequence with VC Dusha. VC just seems to find a way to get into gaps, you know, either get the switch, but he's always going to the big man after every single bull screen.
Again, if your shot's not falling, which for him this year it hasn't, he's very capable of scoring, but he's crafty enough to affect the game in other ways, which is what good guards do. You know, when you're older like myself, your legs go a little bit, you don't score like you used to, so you get guys in the right position, try and put pressure on other guys and make it a little easier for your teammates.
Jameson finds Lawrence. Robinson now penetrates, goes up, avoids the block. Tough move by Justin Robinson.
Two-time MVP going right at the hip of the shot blocker, Spencer Levi. And that's how you negate shot blockers. You get into their body, and then you separate last minute, finish over the top. A masterclass from the former MVP.
Oh, Surrey can get a stop here. Could be a potential 2-for-1. Should know where to go. That one's going to force up the mid-range. Shot is up. Again, no good. Better job there by Saquon Jameson, keeping Spencer Levi off the offensive boards.
Great job. Spencer Levi gets more tip-in baskets than anybody I think I've ever seen. Not even catching the ball. He literally tips it out of the air into the basket. It's unbelievable.
Well, they went for another three-pointer, and again, just can't capitalize. Plymouth can get the final shot here of the first half. Elvisi Dusha, with the rock in his hands, it's going to be another ball screen scenario. Well, Dusha's got to get going now. Pulls up, three is up, and again, no good. Well, Basel fans, at the end of the first half, it is indeed the Plymouth City Patriots who lead this one 35-30 against the Surrey Scorchers. JT, it's been, you know, back and forth between these two teams.
Yeah, low-scoring affair. 20 points from Tyrell Green. He's got 20 of the 35 from Plymouth. But you know what? The offense has been better than the score suggests. There's been some good possessions from both sides, just not finishing on the other end, maybe a little bit of fatigue.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a short break as we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. Second half about to get underway between the Plymouth City Patriots and the Surrey Scorchers. Currently a 5-point lead to the hosts. And, JT, it's been a good game back and forth between two teams who desperately want a big victory.
Yeah, you got to win these games for both sides, bottom of the standings. But it's been a well-played game. Not a lot of made shots, but much more crisp than the score indicates.
Well, we're going to take a look at the statistics from the first half to break this game down at the moment. 3-point shooting, 6 for 17 for the Plymouth City Patriots, but 5 of those out of 5 coming from the big green machine.
Yeah, Tyrell Green has been on fire, but also 17 3-point shots from Plymouth. They're last in the league in 3-point attempts, 25 a game. already more than close to their average. And Surrey, 4 of 15, they've got the most made three-pointers in the league. They're struggling a little bit right now, but again, if you're Coach Lloyd Gardner, you like the kind of threes that you're getting for the most part. And if you're Plymouth, keep getting the ball to Tyrell Green. Pretty simple.
Of course, now we're going to take a look at the story of the first half between these two teams. And again, it's only come down to one player, but Surrey doing what they did best. They were 3 for 4 from the perimeter at one point, but they have struggled since then, JT.
Yeah, I think a little bit of fatigue setting in. You're getting the shot you see right there, the inside-out Patty Wang to Josh Steele. He started 2 for 2 as Plymouth getting the inside-out 3. But either way, you see where all these three-point attempts are coming from. They're coming from the center of the floor, from under the basket, except that one right there to the shooter. When you practice every day in the gym, that's how you practice. You have a rebounder, they throw it out, they get you a shot, and you see Spencer Levi doing what he does, affecting the rim.
Well, he's had a phenomenal game so far. 5 out of 5 from the perimeter. They're going to need to keep getting him the rock in the second half. They're going to pick up their third important victory of the season. The last one came against your London Lions, but don't count out Surrey. They might be down Jordan Hunt, they might be down Quinn Cooper, but this team, there is a lot of fight in them.
There's a lot of fight in them. Andrew Lawrence has been great off the bench. You see the teardrop right there. Justin Robinson hasn't even got going yet. He's always capable. But the guy, again, as we mentioned, is Patty Wang. Got to get it going. 2 halves to give Surrey a chance. A really quiet start for him, a little turnover prone. He's got to get into the paint, make good decisions with the ball.
Well, Teo Gandembi coming off the bench, converting the three-point play that was much needed, but Joe Hart coming off the screen, looking like a Plymouth Reggie Miller on that play.
Reggie Miller, man, I'm rubbing off on you. You're giving a lot of flowers. I got flack for comparing TJ Atwood to LeBron, but again, he does a lot of things. He's settling right now a little bit, settling for mid-ranges. I like to see him keep attacking the rim, putting pressure on the Surrey defense, and I think Plymouth will be all right in the second half.
Well, Basel fans, we are going to take another break, but we're going to leave you with some highlights from these two teams. We're going to start with, of course, Plymouth's big game against Manchester on Friday, followed up by Newcastle Eagles' game against the Surrey Scorchers. We'll be back for the second half momentarily.
Taylor Johnson thought about the 3. Deep 3 on the way for Dusha, and he knocks it down.
Wow. Picks up the steal.
Well, that is a much-needed bucket by William Lee. Taylor Johnson for 3 and gets it to go from downtown.
Great defensive effort there from Giants.
Lewis to the basket, coast to coast, and puts it in off the glass. A stolen back by Anderson. End-to-end stuff here at the National Basketball Performance Center, and Anderson gets the friendly roll. Now McNeil at the short corner. Back top to Walsh. Anderson will fire up for 3. Oh, stolen away by Plymouth. And Dusha out to Atwood, who throws it down in the fast break.
If you're the Giants, that's a shot that you will live with. TJ Atwood, not known as a three-point shooter.
That is one guy that's known as a three-point shooter.
Breakout game for Bossier.
Johnson, the lane just opened up for him and he puts it in off the glass. Harris now finds Anderson. Round the back pass to Harris for 3, drains it. 3 seconds to go. Atwood has to shoot. Good if it goes. Oh, he drains it! TJ Atwood sends Plymouth City Patriots into the 4th quarter with the lead. Walsh looking to push in transition. Reverse layup is good for Evan Walsh. Taylor Johnson looking to respond with a 3 and drains it. Dusha. Screen comes from Levi. Dusha with a big 3 and knocks it down. We're tied at 87. William Lee, pull up for 2, knocks it down. Johnson, guarded by Bossier. Johnson to the basket and lays it in for 2. He's missed another one, and the rebound is secured. There's 2 seconds to go. It's Dusha for the win, and he's missed it! Can you believe it? He missed it! And Manchester Giants hold on. It is a 1-point win, and Plymouth City Patriots will be left thinking, what if?
duly obliges, and that was the reason. But here's a guy you don't want to step off, Taj Green.
For him to see that first one in.
And likewise, for him to see that first one in. Steele, just a little high, but well controlled. Back out to Steele for three, and he strings it. Guarded by Josh Ward-Hibbett. That's stolen away by McGill, and he'll get an easy run-back layup. Well, they've lost Hunt here, and he makes them pay. 17 points a game in the last 5 games, Josh Ward-Hibbett. Delpesh along the baseline, rocks the rim. Cooper lets it fly for three, and he strings it, and the foul is called on Austin. There's Spencer driving to the basket and getting a layup. Here's Cooper in his more familiar territory, and he knocks down a three. Oh, what a beautiful pass. There's Cooper again. Here's Cooper firing up for three again. That one a little short, but it's tipped in. And McGill does well to keep that alive and find a foe. What a pass that is from Ricky McGill. Mohammed backing down, out to Cooper, extra pass, Steele, corner three, strings it. McGill trying to find some room. He's in another three, quick threes for Ricky McGill. Back out to Steele, flushed off the three-point line, finds his teammate Jamison underneath for the lay-in. Here's McGill again, got it! 5 threes in the quarter for Ricky McGill. As we roll towards December, here's Wang for three, got it.
Just playing fantastically.
Well, Austin doesn't shoot a ton of threes. Quinn Cooper certainly does.
See it.
He's gonna try for another three, and he's gonna hit the bottom of the net again.
Come on.
6 of 8 from behind the arc, Ricky McGill. And Josh Steele cannot get them back, and that will do it.
Yep.
An unbelievable performance from Ricky McGill, by index the best performance by anybody in the British Basketball League this season.
Well, Basel fans, welcome back to the second half here between the Plymouth City Patriots, who have a 5-point lead against the Surrey Scorchers here in the British Basketball League. And again, fans, we have a new thing coming up here in the British Basketball League. We'd like to get the fans involved, and it's called the Unbeatable Move. Well, the question we have for you, do you have some moves that you would like some of the guys on the court to know? Well, there are just a few days left in the shows of the Unbeatable Moves, so let us know which one's your favorite move, and let's see how this one plays out. Unbeatable Moves here in the British Basketball. JT, what is your go-to move on the court?
This is your moment to shine like the pros and show that you've got the molten unbeatable move. Show us what you got. Upload your most incredible basketball move with the hashtag unbeatable for a shot at winning some amazing prizes. The clock is ticking and the shot clock is running. You've got until November 29th to make your mark in the British Basketball League. Get those cameras rolling and hashtag unbeatable.
Well, JT, I got to ask you, what is your go-to move?
Well, now, you saw it. I actually made the VT. I was shocked. I got the little spin move right to left with the left-hand finish. But honestly, now it's probably just pass the ball to Matt Morgan and Sam Decker and let them do their thing. That's probably the best bet.
Well, that's better than my go-to. My go-to move is the left-handed layup.
The left-handed? What's wrong with that? Everybody likes the left-handed layup, you know?
I can never do it. That's why.
Well, are you left-handed?
Yes, that's the bad part.
Yeah, no, that's tough. Yeah, that's tough. You might just have to do like I do and just pass.
Well, Green back in the game here for the Patriots. Johnson going over Saquon Jameson, can't get it. Scorchers trailing by 5 points. Low scoring game between these two teams. Well, you can see Wang has struggled immensely from the field, but can he get it going finally? And on that previous penetration we saw, it almost looks like he's going away from his game and attacking the basket.
No, I think he did what he's supposed to do. He touched the paint. Josh Steele cut out of the corner. He touched the paint, found Justin Robinson. Josh Steele would have stayed in the corner. He would have had an open three, but Plymouth will kind of let Patty take those three-point shots, only 28% on the year, but that's a good shot for him. He just got to knock it down.
Patriots looking to extend that lead. Dusha trying to find Taylor Johnson. VC left wide open, fires a three, but again, just can't get it. Jameson doing a good job of keeping Levi Spencer off the rebounds.
Again, really good possessions from both sides to start the quarter. You know, 3 good shots. You got Taylor Johnson going downhill, an open shot from LVC Dusha, and an open shot from Patty Wang. It's a little split action there. Saquon Jameson missed Patty Wang. That's how you get going. He has to find him.
Robinson finding Wang, trying to penetrate. Doesn't get it. Well, does get it off, but can't get it. Spencer Levi with the rebounds.
Patty starting to press a little bit there. He had Justin Robinson. The vet wasn't too happy that he didn't swing that one to him. Patty's got to stay patient, keep playing his game, and keep playing unselfishly for these Surrey Scorchers.
Lywood going for a little step off, can't get it. Both teams really struggling. A minute 30 played. Neither team getting anything going here in the third quarter. But can Surrey break the ice?
Again, I think you're seeing that fatigue set in for both sides. Neither one crazy good at scoring the basketball. Is a great back cut there by Josh Steele. That time Saquon Jameson, found his man, but both sides probably a little fatigued. Last game of the weekend, thin benches. Executing well, a great pass there. Good defense to get a hand on that. Levi couldn't catch it after Saquon Jameson tipped it.
Spencer Levi was wide open. That's where you want to give the ball to the big man, but as you mentioned, unable to secure the ball. A little bit of butterfingers. Now Surrey with another chance here. Quarterback as close as 2 points in the second quarter, but been unable to tie the game up or take the lead. Credit to the Plymouth defense in this game so far. Still going up. Too strong off the backboard. Saquon Jameson getting the offensive rebound. The big man doing what he does best, JT.
That's a heck of a matchup down there. 2 big fellas banging with each other. Spencer Levi and Saquon Jameson. Saquon gets the better of that matchup.
Lywood had time to shoot now. Green hasn't missed a 3 tonight, and that's his first missed 3-point attempt. Now they find Johnson. Johnson fires one. He puts up. He knocks it down. And Plymouth punishing the Surrey Scorchers.
Offensive rebound 3, and hopefully that's the one that gets Taylor Johnson going. He struggled in the first half. If he gets going, that should jumpstart this slow Plymouth offense so far.
Still had a wide open look, couldn't get it. Jameson comes up with a loose ball. Goes back out to Josh Steele. Point guard and calling for a bit of patience in his offense. Still nowhere to go, finds Jamison again, another turnover. Spacing becoming an issue here in the Surrey offense.
A little bit of spacing, but also just gotta make those plays. That's not a bad pass. The spacing was a little questionable, but Saquon Jamison had good position to go up over Spencer Levi there.
Well, Green was on fire in the second half, but again, just can't get that rhythm so far. Dusha going baseline, takes a deflection, but Levi Spencer just too big and strong. Atwood finds out to Johnson. Johnson goes for a step back, pulls up a Hail Mary three, no problem for Taylor Johnson. Back to a 7-point ball game here to the Patriots.
Taylor Johnson's one of those scorers. He got an easy one. That one was a tough one, but once you see the ball go through the basket as a scorer, kind of turns into an ocean.
Foul's gonna be called on the ground. It's the first foul between these two teams here in the third quarter. 6:08 to go. Well, that was the first three-pointer by Taylor Johnson. Again, if he gets going now, this could be a problem for the Scorchers.
It's an offensive rebound three, the first one, and then the second one, that's great defense by Abdul Muhammad. Just nothing you can do about that. As Justin Robinson answers, and again, nothing you can do with that either. Love watching the former MVP get busy. It's a good sign for Surrey.
That's the first three-pointer for the Scorchers since the first quarter. Green trying to find Levi Spencer, or Spencer Levi, excuse me. Now Robinson in contact, he'll go to the free throw line. A good transition by the Scorchers.
Good transition by the Scorchers, but if you're LVC Dusha there, you got an older Justin Robinson coming downhill at you. He kind of bailed him out. You'd love to see him put his body right in front of him and make him go finish through contact. Doesn't elevate off the ground like he used to. That's Father Time is undefeated. Still a really good finisher around the basket, but you want to make him earn everything down there.
Well, Robinson's journey in his professional career is definitely an interesting one. He comes from the glorified Brixton Topcats Academy under the late, great Jimmy Rogers, then went to play at Rider University, United States. But made his debut in the British Basketball League in the 2017-18 season, which you alluded to, where he won the Most Valuable Player Award. But he is really one of those ultra primetime veterans that you have here in the league.
Definitely is. He's got a storied career. Anytime you can leave a legacy like that, anywhere you play in the world as a professional, you can tell your kids about it, your family about it. People won't forget that. It'll be 15 years from now, and people will know Justin Robinson's name around the British Basketball League.
I think they've called possession to the Scorchers, but I think Green felt this should have been I'll have to see the replay of that one, but Scorchers will get it back. Chance to tie the game up with just over 5 minutes here in the third quarter.
Justin Robinson has not missed a free throw yet this season.
Well, Robinson going all the way. Where was the help side defense, JT? You might need to go look in the lost and found.
It might need to go look there, anywhere, because he just walks to the lane. That's way too easy. And that's an even higher percentage shot than his free throws.
That's just unacceptable defense. You can't give that wide open of a layup in professional basketball.
Yeah, a little bit of stack action or Spain action, whatever you want to call it. It can get confusing for defenses, but yeah, you have to communicate better and not give up a layup like that.
Well, Atwood got the offensive rebound. He'll be going to the free throw line, all locked in at 41 apiece. Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a short break with 4:44 to go, and we will be back momentarily. Here's that action you talked about, JT. I mean, how is this such a wide open layup?
Yeah, that's what we call a stack action or a Spain action. Every team in the world, from NBA to EuroLeague, has it. You kind of have a screen the screener with the guard, and what happens is the bottom guard who's screening the big man has to make a decision. Either has to pick up the driving guard or has to jam that big, and there Taylor Johnson kind of caught in no man's land. He didn't do anything, and when you don't do anything, then you're going to have a wide open shot. The big man can't get back in front of the ball handler, and the guard's nowhere to be found.
Now that Spanish pick and roll, I think I'm correct in saying it was really brought in by Scariolo during his time being the national team coach of Spain.
I think that's when it got kind of legitimized. You see Taylor Johnson, another opportunity there. That's when it got legitimized. It's been around for a while. You know, it's just one of those things like no one knows who really started it. It's kind of like the sham god move. You know, I argue with Coach Petr Bozic, our coach with the London Lions, every day. He calls it the body roga. I don't even know who that is. It's named after
what did you just say? What? Dejan Bodiroga.
I didn't even know who that was until they said that.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my! The name is the name of the
you
move.
You had no idea who Dejan Bodiroga is.
I did not until about a year ago.
Shame on you.
What?
Shame on you.
What's the name of the move?
No, you did not know who Dejan Bodiroga was. Shame on you.
No, you are right. Shame on me, because I did go back and do my research, and he was a heck of a player, and I had to go back and watch his moves, and he was crafty. He was crafty, but. My question to you is, do you think 15 years from now people will call or give Manu Ginobili credit for the Euro step?
Listen, man, I'm still disappointed you didn't know who Dejan Bodiroga was.
My argument, my defense, my lawyer defense is, will somebody 15 years from now know Manu Ginobili?
The jury's still out right now, okay? I get where you're coming from, but that is... We have to make a couple of phone calls tonight.
No telling you. Don't take my basketball card, man. Don't take my expertise card.
Well, it's interesting now because are we seeing a box-and-one defense here for the Scorchers? A very interesting one. We'll have to see. They go for a three in the corner. Jules D'Ancona, the former London Lion, lights it up. When Surrey just got a 2-point lead, all of a sudden they find themselves back down by one.
That is the solution for zone defense. He's knocking down shots like that. As you mentioned, Jules is a great shooter. Well, that's what he does well when you put him in that position. But Surrey's done a great job of changing up defenses, and Plymouth has struggled with that zone all night long.
Just still getting the weak side offensive rebound. Almost penetrating. Finds Muhammad in the corner. Three is up again, no good. Saquon Jameson battling for offensive boards. Another kick out, finding Steele. Well, has Robinson wide open, doesn't get the ball to him. Goes in for the tough one-legged fadeaway, still can't get it. That's interesting there.
Tough call there. I don't know about that one. Saquon Jameson doing a great job of beating up the glass. That's great ball movement. If you're Josh Steele, you gotta find Justin Robinson there for the threes. A couple times now, Surrey's younger guys have made plays getting in the paint and missed Justin Robinson specifically. And in a game like this, you have to make those plays when points are tough to come by.
I would look at a go baseline. Got it by Steele. That's this mismatch in the post. Twisting it around, but just can't finish it. Wiley knocks it out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Scorchers. But that's a good move there by TJ Atwood.
That is a big boy move by TJ Atwood. Great footwork down low, twisting, turning, got to his spot and just left it a little hard off the back rim. But again, a high percentage shot, a great possession for Plymouth.
Well, win tonight would be monumental here for the Patriots. It would take them to 3 victories this season. Once again, another ton of it. Yeah, we've seen this from both these two teams, actually. They're struggling at times to find the big man inside the paint with coming off these bull screens.
The spacing has been there. The execution has kind of been there. It's been there up until the point of quite converting the basket.
This is interesting.
Confusion here.
I think they're going to overturn the decision. Yeah, I think that's the right call because from this angle, it did look like Taylor Johnson was out of bounds and the ball touched him.
Good officiating there. Going back to Andrew Lawrence's pass to Saquon Jameson, you got to know the scout. You got to know that Plymouth is going to jump at shots. You got to know that Andrew Lawrence, Justin Robinson, smaller guards are going to be looking to find you out of those pick and roll situations once they make the big commit. Saquon Jameson has to be ready for those passes.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. The son of the man, Ronaldo Lawrence, who has the most points ever scored in a top-flight professional game of basketball here in the United Kingdom.
How many points was it?
It's like 74, I think.
74.
And you know what? If I'm correct, yeah, I think it was played in when Newcastle were known as Sunderland. But I have to go back and look at that one because Ronaldo used to be one of my coaches growing up and always would tell me this story.
74 points. Anywhere in the world you get 74, that's impressive. I don't care who you're playing against, who's on the court, that's a lot of baskets.
Well, his father went to Appalachian State, used to play against Michael Jordan in university. I mean, that's the level he was at. He was such an elite player. Lawrence now coming off one screen. Muhammad tries another three, and he's fouled in the process. So there's going to be 3 free throws coming up for Abdul Muhammad.
Bad foul there by Jacob Wiley. Cardinals sin of basketball. You don't foul a jump shooter, especially a shooter only shooting 23.7% from the three-point line. Got to close out short there, make him make that tough shot.
It's almost like the closeout was fine because he didn't land in his landing area. It's just a contact with the arm. It was unnecessary. So as you mentioned, just a really poor foul to give away.
A lot of guys these days are so crafty at getting creative with their follow-throughs, flopping, selling fouls, and it was a tough angle for us here in that corner, but might have been the case there for Abdul Muhammad.
Well, Muhammad makes the first free throw. 2 more to come and a chance to put Surrey back up by 2 points. Credit to the Scorchers. One thing they've done very relentlessly here tonight is get to the charity stripe. Yeah, this is the sign of a team that really is coming into their own and growing because, it hasn't been the best perimeter shooting night for them, but they still managed to find ways to stay in this game without going to their bread and butter.
Yep, one thing they do, and we've witnessed it 2 or 3 times now, is this Surrey Scorchers team is going to fight. They're going to battle to the end. Been on the rough end of some games, but very competitive, gritty team. I think that's in part because of their veteran leadership, or a big part from Andrew Lawrence and Justin Robinson.
Well, Dayakoto went for the 18-footer. Goes out of bounds. The Scorchers will get it back and a chance to do something they haven't done since the first 2 minutes and have a 2-possession lead. Currently with Andrew Lawrence here in the backcourt, guided by his 2017 FIBA Eurobasket teammate Jules Dayakoto.
2-possession lead in this game might feel like 8 or 10.
Went for another 3-pointer, can't capitalize. He's a man who's made 5 in the first half, and again, 0 for 3 here in the second half. Can Surrey get something quick, but nobody running here with Abdul Muhammad. Lawrence trying to initiate a bit of contact here against Spencer Levi. Spinning around, goes in for the tough isolation. Are you kidding me? Veteran play there by Andrew Lawrence.
So smart by Andrew Lawrence. He kind of pushed a penetration into the middle of the lane, into no man's land, just to get the switch with Spencer Levi. He relentlessly put pressure on Plymouth's defense all night long. He got the switch. Good defense there by Levi, and a tough shot there by Lawrence.
Now, we talked about that in the first possession of the game, but well, here's the play by Andrew Lawrence. Twisting, turning. A little bit of a one-legged Dirk Nowitzki-esque fadeaway.
Yeah, I like how you're showing love now. I like how you're showing love. That's a tough move there. The spin, the fade, you can't guard that.
Well, going back to the previous play there, we saw the ball screen with Taylor Johnson trying to find Spencer Levi. But, credit to Saquon Jamison relentlessly coming out, aggressively showing, them recovering. He has to play more minutes tonight than he usually does because no Jordan Hunt. I mean, where does he find the stamina to play like that?
That's his game. He's an energy guy. At one point was leading the league in rebounds, still in the top 5, but he provides energy, he provides hustle, and he does a great job at covering up some of the Surrey defensive deficiencies just by his activity.
Johnson nowhere to go here. A few seconds now. Atwood penetrates. Has to go over. Saquon Jamison can't get it. Bailey secures a rebound. Scorchers leading by 4. Can they build this?
Surrey's done a great job at keeping TJ Atwood out of the paint and forcing him into tough contested 2s all night long.
Lawrence fakes the ball screen. Finds Bailey in the corner. Wide open. 3 is up, and again, just no good. Scorchers survive here with an offensive board.
Well, Saquon Jamison tipping it out.
Well, again, a poor shot, but counted. And just when I was about to say nobody was inside, falling up for an offensive rebound, Teo Gandembi maybe bailed out there, not only by the foul, but also getting the and one.
Yeah, is there good defense in good position? Came into his landing space there. That's probably the right call. No reason to foul. Plymouth kind of getting away from their discipline that I know Coach Paul James instills in them. They've got to get back to that as they find themselves in a 6-point hole. Not the right guy to foul either. As Ogadengbe 83% from the free throw line.
Again, if he misses that shot, no fouls called. We're going to sit here and say that's a poor selection shot because Saquon Jameson's spread the floor. There's nobody in there to compete for an offensive board.
No one at all. And to Plymouth's defense, they did a great job at kind of staying home on all the shooters, as we talked about early, forcing a tough shot. You just can't foul there, but a great play by Teo.
Well, Captain Fantastic, the man who's been the face of the Surrey Scorchers for the last decade, converts a three-point play. 7-point lead to the Scorchers, their biggest lead of the game. Saquon James and Jules Deakota, they were teammates 2 years ago in the 21-22 regular season. That's only the 13th foul against Surrey, so one more foul to give here with 37.3 seconds left in the third quarter.
Plymouth, in my opinion, this quarter settling for too many jump shots. They have to get back to attacking the rim, especially now as Coach Lloyd Gardner going to try and steal a quick sub here for Saquon Jameson with 38 seconds left. Bringing in Abdul Muhammad.
Funny handoff here with Atwood. Atwood now turns it over. They have numbers. It's a 3-on-1. Lawrence looks like he's going to go his way. Bit of contact goes up, and now it's a 9-point lead to the Surrey Scorchers with 20.1 seconds left here in the third quarter. JT, this game has been flipped right around.
It's been flipped because of defense and because of that man right there. Andrew Lawrence has been magnificent. He's been attacking the paint every chance he gets, making tough shots and really leading the Surrey Scorchers team.
Well, Dan Cotto wants to go to that ball screen scenario here with Spencer Levi. Finds a big man, bumps in the lane, goes up, and again, that's what they need to go to, JT. You said it, you called it. Basel fans, it's now a 7-point ball game here at the end of the third quarter. We're gonna take a short break as we will be back for the fourth quarter momentarily. Well, Andrew Lawrence showing the experience, the veteran years, and this might be the key thing for the Scorchers tonight, JT.
And that's a loud bucket right there, the fadeaway and the transition steal. but he's been really good just leading this team. Not a crazy stat line, 13 and 2 steals to go with, but he's been touching the paint every time down the court, which is huge when you shoot so many threes like Surrey does.
Teo Gadembi going in for a little floater, can't get it. Goes out of bounds. Now we go back to the Plymouth City Patriots. Okay, Basel fans currently watching live on the YouTube stream. Again, if you are enjoying the game, give us a like, drop a comment on anything you see in the game, share with your friends. If you haven't done so already, subscribe, and remember, there'll be a chance for you to vote on who you think will be the player of the game between these two teams, live on the YouTube stream. Well, we talk about Andrew Lawrence. He's played in, similar leagues. You both played in the Pro L and B in France. It's a very high level. He came to the British Basketball League in 2019. One thing I got to pay homage to, not only that he's a former teammate of mine from youth, is how many injuries he has had to battle back from. The perseverance of this man, the hunger, the desire to keep his profession playing this game.
Yeah, and that's really just comes from a love of the game. That's all that is. Desire, want to play basketball. I don't know him very well, but he seems like a very intelligent person, so I'm sure he could do many other things, but just the desire to want to play. I've had 8 surgeries myself, 6 lower bodies, so it's really you got to be wired a little differently to mentally and physically to keep coming back from that.
Well, Patriots have numbers here, but they almost turn it over. Joe Hart, too much time and space, fires a 3, but just can't capitalize it. That goes out of bounds. Well, I'm going to give you a story about Andrew Lawrence, okay? Because everybody knows the story about Michael Jordan being cut as a freshman at Laney High School. Andrew Lawrence and me were teammates growing up. At 16 years old, he was cut from the English national team for the 1991, and I was selected. And we played for the same club. And I remember from that training camp thinking, oh boy, he's going to come after me every single practice. And I think being cut as a 16-year-old for that team, it just took his desire, motivation to a whole new level. He just became a better player because he had a point to prove to himself, not to anyone else, that, you know what, I am the greatest guard in this country at this age. Where'd he go to? College of Charleston, 2012 Olympia for Great Britain. Now fires a 3-pointer, can't get it, of course, but that is the story of Andrew Lawrence, being cut as a 16-year-old, and then his game just skyrocketing to a whole new level.
Anytime you get cut, face adversity like that, it's going to do one of two things. It's fight or flight, honestly, especially in basketball. And I think as a basketball player, you learn that the game can teach you about life, can teach you pretty much everything if you pay attention. So that's a great story, and that tells you a lot about what kind of person he is. That story alone. Going through the injuries that you mentioned, there are dark days with those injuries. There are days when you feel like you don't know if you're ever going to be able to hoop again, or if you want to, and to be able to push through those moments is very tough.
Gadembi probably could have got called for a traveling violation there, but in the end, it's going to be a foul against TJ Atwood. Let's have a look at this. Oh, JT, I don't know there. I would have gone with a walk.
That's a walk, a jump ball, anything but a foul. That's great defense there by Plymouth. And again, as a referee, or as a player, excuse me, you hate to see when refs bail out the offense for bad offensive plays. And that was one of those moments.
White going off one screen. Finds Bailey into the basket. Bailey gets rejected. Goes up with it. And finally is able to finish inside the paint. Much needed 2 points there for the Scorchers.
Spencer Levi with a heck of a block. His teammates got to get in there and help him out after that. He went for it the second time. Great job by Bailey to stick with the play.
Joe Hart now going down the middle. The turnover here for the Plymouth City Patriots. 3-on-2. Lawrence finds Wang, goes up. Oh, baby! The king of South Sudan throws it down in transition. And all of a sudden now it's a 9-point lead here to the Scorchers.
Nobody jumping with Patty Wang. Andrew Lawrence, great job at getting the defender to commit to him. And you get it to Patty Wang on the break. Up high, down hard. Ain't nobody going up there with that athlete.
Again, he recruited this team this season. The one thing he had in mind was to have a team that could be a threat here from the perimeter. Well, Basel fans, later on this evening, Cheshire Phoenix will be taking on the Caledonia Gladiators. And of course, the big one coming next week on Sky Sports. JT, is going to be looking forward to a journey to East Midlands as he takes on the Leicester Riders. And it's always a spicy rivalry when the Lions and the Riders meet up, JT.
Always fun to play those guys. Coach Rob Paternostro is a heck of a basketball coach, one of the best, if not the best in the league. Obviously, I'm partial to Peter Bozic, but they're well coached. Kimball McKenzie is a heck of a guard. They have a lot of competitors, and you know they always play their best basketball when they see us, and vice versa. So really good little derby.
Of course, you know that rivalry is so special. It's great to see it on Sky Sports because you know. New fans of the British Basketball League need to remember that in the last decade, the British Basketball League, you know, has been dominated by the Leicester Riders and the Newcastle Eagles, two fantastic franchises in this league. And in the last few years, London now has come into the picture, and you guys have kind of knocked them off the pedal step. But you know what? Every time, whether it's Eagles and Lions, as we've recently saw, whether it's Riders and Lions as well, those games, they're great games to watch.
They're great games because there's a ton of great competitors. You know, obviously, we get to play in the Euro Cup, and you have a lot of guys with European experience, but professional basketball, everybody's pros and everybody has pride, and you know those guys strap up and buckle down, and it's fun and an honor to get to play against those teams.
Another turnover here from the Plymouth City Patriots, but you know, going on what we just said there, when we look at the face of the British Basketball League in the last decade, for me it's two teams, Leicester Riders and Newcastle Eagles. And you know what? We have Newcastle playing in the EMBL, but if we can get those teams, whether it's FIBA Euro Cup, Basketball Champions League, it shows the progression and growth of the British Basketball League.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, you get better players year in, year out. One of those guys that we got to see on Friday was Jordan Johnson. He's been playing exceptionally well for Newcastle. A guy that can play at many different levels. Tough call right there. Great hands by Andrew Lawrence. See who they got.
We'll have to see the replay of that one, but it looked like Lawrence came out one of those rainbow cookies as he put his hand in the jar. I don't know there, JT.
I do. I know. Now, can you get fined as a broadcaster and a player for criticizing, or you gotta? I probably gotta watch what I say, so I'll go ahead and say it was a foul.
A baseline play here. Then that's on the foul has been called, so 2 free throws coming up here for Green. That's what they need from him to go in for a second chance, but more importantly, get to the charity stripe.
Tyrell Green trying to reassert his aggressiveness. Started off the first half, 20 points, 5 for 5 from 3, a quiet third quarter for him, and he's trying to get activated here as he's been the lion's share of the Plymouth offense tonight.
Well, he's very much a confidence player. You know, when he's making his perimeter shots, you can see other part of his game become very much a threat, but, you know, he's missed 3 so far here in the second half, and when you're not making your shots, you can see here, it's almost like, what do you go to next? And I'm very serious that if he goes in for more offensive rebounds, he can help his team get back in this one.
Yeah, that and as well as attacking the basket as he did on the questionable foul call. But when you do things like that, you get questionable foul calls. When you do it consistently and you have a big body like him, you put pressure on the officials to make a call, and that's what he did there. So he has to continue to do that, not just rely on his jump shot, and be a physical aggressor as well.
8-point ball game. Andrew Lawrence being guided by his former teammate. Remember, Lawrence was a part of the former Plymouth team that played here in the 2021 season during the lockdown. Trying to isolate, can't get it. That goes out of bounds, and I'll say it took a last touch off Saquon Jameson.
Andrew Lawrence says, my bad right there. That's a tough shot for anybody. Capable of making it, as we've already seen, but in this position, up 8. You want to get all high percentage shots, and the vet guard knows that.
Taylor Johnson making contact with a traveling violation, so good defense on Saquon Jameson. But JT, I'm not sure you agree with that one.
I vehemently disagree with that. I'm not sure where you get traveling jump ball. Maybe a great play by Saquon Jameson, but hand clearly on top of the ball. You know, maybe the rules have changed. I'm getting a little older, but that definitely looked like a jump ball to me.
Nonetheless, Scorchers still lead by 8. Trying to make this double digits, something they haven't done here tonight. Wang looking to isolate, hangs in the air, just can't get it. Patriots survive again. Plenty of time left in this game, but they got to get something going on offense. Will Gang Green get another 3 and finally gets his first one here of the second half.
Big shot from him there. He got it in rhythm, 1-2 step right into it. Good contest from Patty Wang, but hopefully that's the shot that'll get him back in rhythm in the second half. 24 for him.
5-point deficit. Lawrence looking to isolate. As Muhammad now penetrates. The foul is going to be called on the ground. That's going to be the second team foul against the Plymouth City Patriots. Just when they needed something, a little bit of inspiration in their offense, maybe just a kickstart for them.
Rainbow three, put a little extra arc on it on the great contest from Patty Wang.
The referee's just taking care of a little bit of excess sweat on the basketball to make sure it's good to go, but there's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of, as you mentioned, Padilla Wang to try and carry this team. But you got to credit the way Plymouth City Patriots have defended him here tonight. Every time he's got the ball, there's always one defender off the ball getting ready to come and collapse.
Yeah, and it's not even about him necessarily carrying the team, but it's just, you know what you're going to get from Justin Robinson. You know what you're going to get from Andrew Lawrence. And Patty's been that guy who's coming on as of late, as we mentioned, but he started the season off slow. He's kind of that X factor for them. He can do so many different things with his athletic ability, where he can kind of take them from the 4-11 record they have to, hopefully that 8-7, whatever it may be.
Well, that's his second missed free throw of the night here for the Scorchers, but they still lead by 6 points. Just over 5 minutes to go. Green being guarded by Abdul Muhammad. Atwood finds Dusha, has to force up a quick three-pointer, can't get it. You kind of want to see Atwood make the most of that isolation in the low block.
Yeah, it's a tough shot there. Again, attack the rim if you're Plymouth. Saquon Jameson, the only rim protector, pretty much 4 guards out there for Surrey.
Still got it by Dusha. Pulls up for a long 2-pointer. Again, tough one, right in the face of LVC, putting it back to an 8-point ball game. Now with just over 4.5 to go. Dusha coming off one screen, finds Johnson. Johnson pump fakes, draws a foul. It's against Padilla Wang. That's going to be the 4th team foul against Surrey Scorchers. Well, Basel fans, 4:32 to go here. We're going to take a short break as we will be back momentarily. Welcome back, Basel fans. Sideline ball to the Plymouth City Patriots with 4:32 to go. As they trail by 8 points, but JT, I got to tell you, coming into the second half, Plymouth looked like they were going to be the team to maybe run away with this one.
Yeah, it's been a complete reversal of style. You see a tough shot there by Taylor Johnson, offensive rebound from Wiley, and that is how you get back into this game. In this type of game, 8 points might seem like 15, but it's Andrew Lawrence attacking the paint. It's Surrey getting down in the paint, attacking Plymouth. Right now, Plymouth has to attack the rim. There's 14 fouls on Surrey. They've shot 31 threes. They averaged 25 on the season. It's a tough pass there. Saquon Jameson wasn't ready for that one.
Well, Jameson wasn't in position. Right idea from Josh Still, but Johnson for Plymouth to try and chip into the deficit. 3-possession game, potentially.
Plymouth shoots 25 threes a game. That's last in the league. Today they've shot 31. A little bit out of character for them as another tough pull-up, but a tough shot made by Taylor Johnson. As we said at the top of the show, that's what he can do.
Good positive play from the Patriots. A 4-0 run. Just turn it over again.
You see the versatility of TJ Atwood. He's picking up Patty Wang full court. That is no small task. Seen a little bit of everything from him. Not his best game offensively, but still the steady, consistent presence that he's been all year for Plymouth, both offensively and defensively in terms of giving versatility.
Lane trying to use the bull screen. Now he needs to isolate. So a teardrop, just can't get it. Well, Plymouth give it the invitation, try and get back in this. Johnson trying to go the way. Another foul has been called, and it's got to be 2 more free throws coming up here for the Scorchers.
That's exactly what Plymouth has to do the last couple possessions. Taylor Johnson, get the ball, pretty much put your head down, put pressure on the defense. Every time you get fouled right now, you're shooting free throws. And for Plymouth, if you're shooting free throws, you're a top 5 free throw percentage team in the league. Get to the line and convert, especially a guy like Taylor Johnson. He's shooting 85% from the line. He converts the first one.
Again, they could have gone down potentially by double digits had it not been for the loose ball picked up by Jacob Wiley off the missed attempt from Taylor Johnson. But now he has a chance to make this a 2-point ball game. Missed the free throw. That was out of bounds, and Plymouth will get it back, down by 3. It's going to be a baseline ball here to the Patriots. We'll get a fresh 14 on the shot clock. Plymouth need a bucket. A 3-pointer will tie it up. Surrey need a stop. Oh, it's going to be Wiley under the basket. Goes up. Gets rejected. Saquon Jameson said, not in your house.
Big block by Saquon Jameson, but you'll live with that if you're Plymouth. Put pressure on the defense. A big play there by Saquon Jameson, a rare block.
Lawrence now down the middle. It's going to be a kickball violation, so fresh 14. You like that, 2 chances. Surrey had 2 wide open shots, but decided to slow the tempo down.
Yep, veteran play there by Lawrence to get in the paint. As you see, a great back screen by Atwood, and Saquon Jameson says no sir at the rim. 1.7 blocks per game for Surrey as a team on the year. That's second to last in the league, but none more timely than that one from Jameson.
It'll be interesting to see how the momentum swings from it, because that block shot, what impact will it have on this game? Because you make that play, it's going to be a 1-point ball game. Depending on what Surrey get here, it could have a big impact.
That could have a huge impact. Every bucket counts. 60 to 57 game. We mentioned earlier, a 8-point lead might seem like 15 to 20 in this game. So when you can erase a shot at the rim like that, that really just takes the energy out of a team, especially when you're coming back 5-0 run, feel like you should have an easy bucket. Now you got to come back and play defense. Big for Surrey to get a good shot here, and maybe one of those signature threes might feel like a dagger to this Plymouth team.
Again, Paul James. This team does have fouls to give. They have 2 fouls until 3 more until they get Surrey into the penalty. But again, it's going to be a big defensive play. But JT, what do you think he'll be drawn up down the offensive end when they come up with the ball eventually?
Somebody as wise as Coach Paul James, 500 wins. If I had to guess, it's something to get Taylor Johnson going to the basket, Tyrell Green going to the basket, whoever it may be, get into the paint, put pressure on the officials to make a call. If you get fouled, if they perhaps mess up a call like we saw or we thought earlier on Andrew Lawrence, you are going to the free throw line for 2 shots. And again, as a team, you shoot the ball pretty well from the stripe. A little 2-3 zone here from Plymouth.
Lawrence pulls up, in and out, doesn't get it. Surrey don't want to commit a foul now. Just over 2.5 to go. A win tonight for the Scorchers will take them to 5 victories. A win for the Patriots will just keep them within touching distance with Manchester. Johnson off the curl screen, can't get it. Gets some rebound though. Left wide open, big mistake. Still can't get it. Surrey survive yet again.
Oh, and Taylor Johnson, a missed opportunity right there. They got the stagger screen for him to get downhill, and he settled for the mid-range jumper. Not a bad shot, but again, put the pressure on this smaller Surrey team as Patty Wang does the same going back. Rims out.
Well, they're going to call a foul on the ground against Jacob Wiley. Wang felt he got fouled going to the basket, but you know, the reason this game is so big for both of these two teams, a win would take Surrey back into the playoff contention. But you know, in the case of the Patriots, a third win will keep them one behind both Plymouth and Manchester. So it's a must-win, really, for both of these two teams at this stage in the season.
Yeah, a lot of basketball left to be played to get in the playoff picture, but even more so than just a table race, it's a confidence builder for both of these teams. Both teams are a little short-handed. It's an ugly game. Scoring-wise, not a lot of shots made. So if you can win games like that, that's a big confidence boost for the squad.
Once Jameson goes up and again can't finish it. Well, Jameson got the ball in. It was amazing that he still got the pass, but unable to convert.
Beautiful pass from Justin Robinson. I think just a little fatigue from Saquon Jameson as he's played heavy minutes tonight.
Taylor trying to get some contact here. Turns it over yet again. Surrey have numbers, a 3-on-2. Finds Muhammad, and again they turn it right back over. Can Plymouth convert this? A foul has been called, so Taylor Johnson will go to the charity stripe. 1:23 to go. This could go down to the wire. Hey, deja vu, just like last time.
Absolutely. As you see Taylor Johnson, that's what he has to do again and again and again. Attack the rim, make the defense foul you. You shoot 85% from three. Great play on the other end by Justin Robinson to rip him last time. A little sloppy here down the stretch, and not to beat a dead horse, but again, it just looks to me like fatigue has played a huge impact in this game on both sides.
Well, the problem now for Surrey, if this game does go to overtime, Saquon Jameson has 4 personal fouls, and you know, parts of this game, he's been phenomenal for them. We talked about the big block shot he had under the basket, preventing Wiley making it a 1-point ball game.
Even if it doesn't go to overtime, this last minute, 23 seconds, your natural instinct as a player when you have 4 fouls is to take a little step back. So go at Saquon Jameson, put him in ball screen action or in stagger screen action, whatever it may be, and put pressure on him and the officials.
Taylor makes them both. Surrey still lead by 1. Well, every offense is going to be a nail-biter for both these two teams. Only other foul trouble for Surrey. Lawrence and Padilla Wang both have 3 fouls each. Finds Wang off a curl, and that's the final foul for Plymouth to give here in the 4th quarter. 1:11 to go.
So you see Coach Lloyd Gardner showing a lot of confidence in Patty Wang. Struggled quite a bit from the floor, shooting the ball, and been a little turnover prone, but with the game on the line, they went back to him right there, as we'll see here. But you give it to your former MVP, or do you go to the vet?
Robinson now, time winding down, looking to isolate, nowhere to go. Well, gets his pocket picked.
Great defense by Taylor Johnson.
Plymouth with a chance to take the lead. Well, Johnson's going to get called for the offensive foul, and again, an unnecessary play by Taylor Johnson. Now, he did stretch his arm out, but again, we'll have to look at the replay. Was this classified as a push-off?
That's tough. that's a tough call.
The only thing I'll say about this, though, JT, is the elbow's high. And again, you do see that called at every other level. It's the only thing I'll say. And I know what you're going to say here. This is a physical game of contact. And I'll say this to you. I've seen that called in other leagues. But again, your perspective as a player, I want to hear it.
To me, Abdul Muhammad, he sold a couple fouls tonight. Great job by him. That's not a great call. He's not really in legal guarding position. It was clearly a flop. I think you got to play on in that one. Great set there.
Oh,
great
what
block.
a rejection. Spencer Levi giving Saquon Jameson a taste of his own medicine. And now Plymouth with a chance to take the lead again, but they turn it over yet again. Wang comes up with it, throws the alley-oop. Good night! Throws it down. Abdul Muhammad. Well, usually it's the king of South Sudan catching the lobs, but JT, His Royal Highness, just initiating the alley-oop for Abdul Muhammad. I like to call that Canadian Airlines, baby.
What a sequence. Abdul Muhammad, Justin Robinson got it started. That's the 2nd time he's been able to get in the pockets of Taylor Johnson and Elvisi Dusha. And Abdul Muhammad takes flight off the pass from Patty Wang. As you see a great set there from Coach Lloyd Gardner, but Spencer Levi erases the Saquon Jameson layup. I'd like to see him go up and dunk that.
Again, how many times have we seen Padilla Wang initiate an alley-oop? Usually we're seeing him at the other end of it.
Yeah, that was a heck of a pass. You're seeing him at the other end of the dunk one way or the other. But again, can't give enough credit there. A crafty rip, or strip, I should say, by Justin Robinson. I don't know, for our younger viewers, if you've ever seen Glory Road, there's a little bit of JoJo White. You know who JoJo White is, huh? You know, if you don't know who JoJo White is, you can't say nothing to me about Body Roga.
Listen, I like my basketball films as well, but come on.
Now, if you're Plymouth coming out, there's enough time. Again, you can go for the three, but I'd like to see them attack the rim. You're in the bonus. Both sides are in the bonus, but get to the rim, stop the clock, score with the clock stopped. You only have 14 seconds on the shot clock, and then you can foul, maybe lengthen the game. But again, put pressure on Saquon Jameson. I think with Taylor Johnson, if the defense collapses, then you can spray it out for a three. But I think you have to get something going to the basket very quickly if you're Plymouth.
Well, the one thing that's caused the Scorchers a lot of problems has been any pick and roll sequence with Spencer Levi. They're trying to find Green. Well, they go for the three. Three is up. They don't get it. Surrey come up with the rebounds. And now it's just keep away. Foul has been committed. JT, one thing I got to tell you, this is now the second game in the weekend for Plymouth where it's gone right down to the wire. The only problem for them is who's it been against? The two teams right above them who they're fighting to get into the playoffs. You talked about confidence. They lose this game, which is another close nail-biter. It's against the two teams they're fighting for that 8th position in the playoffs potentially.
Yeah, it's not great at all for standing, but also, again, just a game you feel like you could have won. You controlled up until about midway through the third quarter, a shorthanded Surrey team. It's really something that that's tough to deal with when you go back into the locker room and see still plenty of time, though. Oh, a terrible foul by Patty Wang there.
Again, wrong place at the wrong time, but you're absolutely right. There's no need to commit that because the good thing for Plymouth, a chance to put points on the board without time coming off.
And I go back to fatigue. That's one of those just mental mistakes. Patty Wang, such a dynamic player. He knows better than that. He's such a self-critical, you know. We got to watch him play a couple weeks ago. He had a great game and got to speak to him after. One of the first things he highlighted was his turnovers, even though he almost had a triple-double. So such a self-aware, critical young player, but that's something you just can't do at this stage of the game.
Well, Taylor Johnson makes the first one. You know, if he makes this one, you want to try and trap as quick as possible, go for a turnover, but you know, you don't want to leave it too late because then you have to commit a foul.
Yeah, one trap max, go for the steal, swipe at the ball. Maybe they travel. I think you have maybe in your internal clock 2 to 3 seconds to try and get a trap, and then you have to foul. And if you're Surrey, I think you potentially advance the ball with a timeout.
Makes them both. Sorry, we're going to have a quick timeout, so it's going to be interesting to see whether Lloyd Gardner does advance the ball to the half court or not. But at that point, if they do advance the ball, you got to kind of foul right away almost because there's not much trapping you could do in the half court.
You know, honestly, I think we debate this all the time. You know, we have Matt Morgan, myself, Luke Nelson, guys who are with speed. It's almost better to take it out in the full court because there's more space. It's harder to trap in the full court. You know, in the NBA, you can cross over backcourt, you know, when you advance the ball. But in FIBA, you can't cross over that backcourt, so there's limited amount of space. So you can get one trap, preferably overloaded to a side and load up, leave the furthest pass, and force a long over-the-top pass, and you can go get a steal, is preferable. But as far as fouling, not a lot of options on that Surrey side. Everybody on the floor except for Patty Wang around that 78% and up club from the free throw line.
Well, again, Surrey Scorchers just need to inbound the ball, number one. Take control of the ball, get fouled, get to the free throw line. And And they just need to make their free throws. Plymouth, on the other hand, you mentioned if they can't get that trap, can't get the steal or force a turnover, they got to foul and then just hope a little bit of destiny falls in their favor. Again, we saw a similar situation against the Manchester Giants. Nick Lewis going to the free throw line and almost gifting Plymouth a chance to win the game. And 9 times out of 10, you'd expect VC Dusha to make that final shot. He's one of the best players for this team.
Plymouth here, gotta communicate.
Again, the Robinson, there's a foul, so JT will go to the charity stripe. 9.8 left.
Smart move by Coach Gardner.
And that's the 5th foul of the game for LVC Dusha, so the Albanian international will have to go to the bench. He's had some good minutes. One thing I've really appreciated about his game tonight is the ability to play that pick and roll, but more importantly, when he comes off those ball screens, get into dangerous areas and draw the defense towards him.
Yeah, one thing, underrated quality, doesn't show up on a stat sheet, is when you draw defenders, get off the ball, allow your teammates to move it and find the weak spots. Don't love the decision to foul Justin Robinson there. I think you could have let a couple seconds run off the clock. He is 21 for 21 from the line on the year. Now 22 for 22. He's so good you can't even jinx him.
Well, timeout's going to be called by Paul James. 9.8 left. Time is slowly winding down here. 2-possession ball game in favor of the Surrey Scorchers, but for Surrey, I think this would be a big statement for them, because it'll be the second victory not only against Plymouth City Patriots but also here on the road. And really, you're almost winning tonight. It does put them in 8th position, but also just keeps a little bit of belief that maybe get that 7th and 6th position, because we all know that a meeting in 8th spot probably is going to be a meeting with JT in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think, all due respect, is a matchup with the London Lions in the first round will be tough, especially Sam Decker, Tariq Phillip, Mo Salawade all coming back into the lineup. But Surrey is streaking, I'd say. We've seen them a lot this year, right? And we got to see them lose some tough games. We've seen, now we're kind of see, hopefully they'll finish this out, or not hopefully, but maybe they'll finish this out. And they've won 3 out of 5 if they get this one done. And that's, if you're Coach Lloyd Gardner, it's a sign of progression. And I think you got to be very encouraged, especially without Quinn Cooper, without Jordan Hunt. You go on the road, you get a tough win. Great veteran leadership, and they've been sharp down the stretch in terms of running their stuff and spacing and just doing what they do well.
Well, Plymouth will inbound this one on the side. 9.8 left. They got to go quick now. Dan Cotto's got to do something. No time to waste. Green comes off the screen. The 3 is up. Doesn't get it. Offensive board here by Johnson. He'll put up the mid-range. Shot is up, and it's good. I think the time has expired. Basel fans, I think the referees might just want to double-check it. There may have been a little bit of time, but still a 2-point ball game. I think Lloyd Gardner's asking the question, is the game over? So 0.5 of a second left. Surrey are going to leave with another victory here against Plymouth City Patriots, and their 5th victory of the season. Abdul Muhammad will inbound this. Well, Lloyd Gardner's called timeout, and I think the Plymouth City Patriot fans, JT, have just maybe given their response to that.
They don't like the response, but really smart move there by Coach Lloyd Gardner. Advance the ball. You don't want to turn over anything crazy to happen on your side of the court near the basket where they can throw something up. Advance the ball, throw it towards the rim or something, end the game.
Well, JT, I got to ask you, 0.5 of a second left. Surrey well on the way to getting a victory. Who's been your player of the game?
It's a tough one tonight. A really well-balanced effort from Surrey. You get 12 from Abdul Muhammad with 9 rebounds, 10 rebounds for Jamison, 13 from Robinson, 10 from Steele, but my guy is Andrew Lawrence right there. Big first half, 9 off the bench in the first half, 13 in the game, 3 assists to go along with 2 steals. But it was more just him setting the tone for Surrey. Thin bench, he set the tone off the bench. He was in the paint non-stop against the Plymouth City Patriots. When you have fatigue, when you have a long game, the ball's not going in the basket, you have to have someone controlling the game, setting the tone, and Andrew Lawrence made sure Surrey got a good shot down the floor every time, and that is why he's so valuable to them, having a veteran presence like that off the bench to partner with a starter like Justin Robinson.
Well, the player of the game, Andrew Lawrence, will inbound this. Well, Basel fans, we'd like to thank you for joining us here in the Plymouth Pavilions, but at the end of this one, it is the Surrey Scorchers who leave with their 5th victory of the season. Congratulations to the Surrey Scorchers. Your player of the game, Andrew Lawrence. JT, what a come-from-behind win it was for this Scorchers team.
A great come-from-behind win. Really showed a lot about their growth throughout the season. Again, short-handed, but the veteran leadership of Andrew Lawrence and Justin Robinson got them through that one. Patty Wang was great defensively and getting on the defensive glass, and Saquon Jameson did what he did. But really just a consummate team win from Surrey.
Oh, interesting. I'm sorry, they did struggle from the perimeter tonight, but you know, a sign of a good team that does progress over the season is that when it's not going your way to your game plan, you find other ways to win.
You find ways to win games. That is all. You get something in the W column. 5 of 25 from 3, and they were good 3-point shots. You know, we got to see again Andrew Lawrence attacking the paint, Justin Robinson attacking the paint. It was a good offensive execution game for Surrey. They just didn't make the shots, but you can live with that, especially when you get a win. You see Justin Robinson very encouraging in that huddle.
Well, big performance for the Scorchers, but now it's time to take a look at the stats from this game. And Surrey, as we mentioned, picking up their 5th victory of the season. Well, interested, Plymouth City Patriots almost playing Surrey's game. 10 for 33 from the perimeter, JT.
You know, and I think that's what came back to bite Plymouth in the end. You know, you have to attack the rim. 25 threes to 68 field goal attempts normally on average. Today they outshot themselves from the 2-point line. 33 3-point attempts. 6 of those were from Tyrell Green, so the rest of the team shot around 4 for what is that, 20, something like that. So, you know, it's a game that got away from Plymouth, but again, a big win from Surrey, and I'd be remiss not to mention the big steals from Justin Robinson late in the game.
Well, Basel fans, we're going to take a look at some of the other fixtures and results currently going on. The Cheshire Phoenix hosting the Caledonia Gladiators, but there are your results. Well, London Lions currently losing on Thursday night against Newcastle Eagles. And you can see some great fixtures. Of course, the Caledonia Gladiators losing to the Phoenix, while Giants having a nail biter against Plymouth City Patriots. Surrey losing last night at home to the Eagles, but of course winning tonight. The Leicester Riders taking care of business. Well, the other game going on tonight, as we mentioned, the Phoenix hosting the Caledonia Gladiators. You can watch that on the platform of the British Basketball League YouTube. Again, the league standings shape up very, very nicely. Surrey now sitting comfortably in 8th place. They have the Giants right behind them. But 5 victories to their name. London Lions still top of the table this season. You know, JT, they'll ask you, Lions going to stay there by the end?
Yeah, I think so. But, you know, there's a lot of good teams. Newcastle's streaking right now, 6 in a row for them. Cheshire's a really good basketball team. The way it's a little unorthodox style, 5 out. But, you know, I think that we'll have enough power again. Getting Sam Decker back in the lineup this week, getting Mo Salawade, Tariq Phillip. We're kind of restocking the toolbox, bringing the cavalry back along. So we're excited to have everybody back and get back into form in the BBL.
Again, it's going to be an exciting end to the season this year. Basel fans, we'd like to thank you for joining us for this game between the Patriots and the Surrey Scorchers. Remember, the other game going on is between the Cheshire Phoenix and the Caledonia Gladiators. But for now, I'm Josh Bett. He's the great Jordan Taylor. Thanks for joining us, but it's good night, and we'll see you soon.